The export of country T increased by what percent from 2005 to 2009? Country T export increased from 2005 to 2009. Right, so here we have a gap of 200 and we have 5 lines. Each line occupies 40. It asked about export increase from 2005 to 2009. Right? So this is 520. Export in 2005 520. And in 2009 40 less than 1200 1160. 520 increases to 1160, increased by 640 out of 520 percentage, right? So into 100. Numerator is more than denominator, so answer is more than 100%. How much is difference between numerator and denominator? 120. Now you need to understand 120 forms what percent? 10% of denominator 52, 20% 104. This is more than that. So answer should be more than 120%. But wait a minute. What is 50% of this? 50%, 260. 25%, half of 260, 130. This is less than 130. So answer should be more than 120%, but less than 125%. Should be in between 120 and 125. Oh, all are there. Wait. 100% is 520, 20% is 104. Still you need to add 16 here. Now 1%, 2%, 10.4, 3%, 15.6. More than this. So answer should be just above 3%. So 123% and a little bit more. Second option answer. Next, 47. The export and import of country T increased by 20% and decreased by 20% respectively from 2009 to 2010. Net export of country T in 2009 is what percent less than the net export in 2010? So now you need 2010 data. Export increased by 20%. Export in 2009 is 1160. It increases by 20%. 10% is 116. 20% is 232. Add 232 this number 1392. Now import decreases by 20%. Import in 2009, this is 840. 840 decreases by 20%. 10% 84. 20% 168. Instead of 168, subtract 200, add 32. Subtract 200, 640, add 32, 672. Net export in the sense difference of these two numbers. And here also difference of these two numbers. What is difference between 1160 and 840? 320. And difference between 1392 and 672. Subtract 700, add 28. Subtract 700. Or else very easy. 1300 minus 600, 700. 92 minus 72, 20. In 2009, net export is 320 and in 2010, 720. But look at your question. Your question is what percent is less than in 2010? 320 is how much less than 720? 400 less out of 720. Percentage, right? So into 100. 50% of denominator is 360. 5% is 36. So 55% is equal to 396. Our numerator is 400. This is just above 396. Answer should be more than 55%, but very close to 55%. Only one option. First option. Next. What is the respective ratio between total import of country T in 2004, 6, 9? Import. The second one. 2004, 6, 9. 4, 6, 9. And export in 2005, 7, 8. 2005, 7, 8. Now this is 200, 200 and this is 520. 200 plus 520, 720. 720 and then 840. 720, 840, 1560. You're asked about ratio, so let's write it as A by B form. How much is that? 15. Numerator is 1560. Can be your answer? Yes, yes, no. Two options are there. Fine. And then export in 2005, 7, 8. This is 520 and this is 720. 520, 720, 1240. 1240 and then 800. 2040. 2040. Now when you look at your first number in your options, first number says 13. Is this 13 multiple? Yes. 13 once, you have 26 again, 2 times and then 0. So in this sense 13 120 times. Let me verify whether it is 120 multiple or not. In case if it is 13, cancellation is with 120. Let me divide this number with 120. 120 one time. Still you have 84 and then 0. 120 7 times. 13 by 17 answer. Next, what is the average net export of country Y during all the given years together in crores of rupees? Export. Right now we have calculated export as 2040 for how many years? 3 years. Total data is 7 years. This is data of 2005, 7, 8. So to this, if you can add data in 2004, 2006 and 2009, you can calculate total, right? Yes or no? Already we have calculated it for 3 years. Let's do it for 3 more years and then add. 2004, how much it is? 320. This is 320. And in 2006, 440. And in 2009, 1160. 1160, 440, 1600. 1600 plus 320, 1920. So let me add 1920 to this number. So that becomes 3960 because you're asked about average divided by 6. 660. Amma? Net export, where is this? What is the average? Fine. Net export. Yes. What is net export? Export minus import. If you calculate export minus import and if you are expecting a positive number, export should be more than import, right? So let's identify all those values. Export should be more than import. Here we have. Here also, and 2007, 2009 data. I don't want to calculate in terms of numbers, let me do it in terms of lines, because you know that each line is 40. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 positive lines I have. You can remember that, right? Now let me identify negative lines also. Where import is more than export. We have 2 years, 2006, 2008. Here I have 2 lines and here I have 2 lines. Total 4 negative lines, positive 19, total 15. And 1540 is right. And you are asked about average divided by 6. 15 4 times 60 and then 0, 600 by 600. Next. Export involves 2 components. export of goods and export of services. The respective ratio of export of goods and services of a company T in 2007 is same as its respective ratio of export of goods and services in 2012. Next, if the export of services in 2007 was 300 crores and export in 2012 was 2016 crores, what was the export of goods in 2012? Right. In 2007, how much total export we have? 720. Out of 720, services is given as 300, so goods becomes 420. What is ratio here? 65 times 67 times. So services to goods ratio, it becomes 5:7. It's in 2007. This is the same ratio that follows in 2012 also. And how much is total export given in 2012? 2016. So that is 5 parts and 7 parts, total 12 parts, which is equal to 2016. Your question is about what was the export of goods in 2012. Goods occupies how many parts? 7 parts. You need to calculate 7 parts is equal to how much? Answer should be 7 multiple. But when you look at numbers, they are not round figures, so little difficult to identify 7 multiple. So for that purpose, I want to calculate 7 parts in terms of number. Half of this, 6 parts, 1, 0, 0, 8. Still I need to add 1 part. That will be 1/6 of 6 parts. 1/6 of 6 parts. Let me divide this number with 6. 1, 6, 8, 11, 76. (51 to 55). So here also we have a gap of 100 divided into 5 lines. Each line occupies 20. 51. What is the ratio between total number of LIG flats booked from cities A, F, G together? A, F, G. A, F, G. LIG and total MIG flats booked from the cities B, C, D together. This is MIG. Lower, middle, high. Housing group anukunta. Right? Now, LIG is star and you need to do it for A, F, G. A 340. Wait a minute. Wait. This one. This one. This one. I want to calculate only number of lines. I know that here I have 5 lines. 5 lines. 5 lines. 15. 5, 5, 5. 15 plus 2. 17. Okay. 17 and here I have 10. 27, 29, right? And here I'll have 20, 40, 9 plus 2, 51. So my numerator value is 50. Amma? 50? 50 na? 50. No, yes. There are 3 options. Your final answer should be, numerator should be factor of 50 and you have 3 options. 10, 5, 5. Otherwise if you have only one number you can go for it. 55 వచ్చిందా? ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగ. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 50 2 2 1. Yes, 55. But still again you have 2 options. Again 2 options. And denominator for MIG BCD, MIG, which is a square, this one, this one, this one, right? 5 plus 5, 10. Keep it aside, we will do that later. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 10, 20, 25, 35, 35, and let me add other numbers. Here I have 3, 38, 38 plus 3, 41, 41 plus 3, 44. Cancellation with 11, 5 by 4, 5 is to 4. Next, total number of LIG flats booked from all the cities together is by what % more than total number of HIG flats booked from all the cities together, right? They said all flats together. So for previous question we have calculated LIG flats from 3 cities, right? A, F, G. Remaining B, C, D, E. Here also let's concentrate number of lines. This is 25, 6, and this is 13, 16, 19. 10, 10, 10, 30, 9 plus 6, 15, 45, 45 plus 3, 48, 48 plus 6, 54, 55 plus 54, 109. Total LIG flats are 109 into 20. Forget about 20 because in denominator also when you are calculating number of lines into 20, numerator and denominator both gets cancelled. So now let's calculate HIG flats. HIG is triangle one. Triangle. How much is this? 11. And here it is 8. This is 9, 7, 10, 8, 12, 20, 30, 37, 46, 54, 65. And they asked about LIG flats are what % more than HIG, right? 109 is how much more than 65? 44 more. 44. So now you need to form 44 in terms of percentage with respect to 65. Right? Look at your options first. Options are nearby 60. Options are nearby 60. Let's calculate 60%. What about 10%? To calculate 60%, 10% into 6, right? Can I do that as 10% into 2 into 3? Can I do it as 10% into 2 into 3? Yes or no? Why do I need to multiply 10% into 2 then with 3? Yes, because 10% is a decimal value, 6.5. I don't want to use decimal here. So 6 and a half 2 times 13, 13 3s 39. So 60% is equal to 39, but still you need to add 5 to make it 44. You need to understand 5 forms what percentage here. What about 10%? 6 and a half. Answer is less than that. So answer is definitely less than. Wait. More than 60% but less than 70%. How many are there? How many are there? How many? How many? You should see only 2. You should see only 2. 67 or 69. 63 will not come to picture. Yes or no? Because 1% is 0.65, 3% would be nearby 2. Yes or no? Right. What about 10%? 6.5. But here we have 5. Difference between 6.5 and 5 is 1.5. Yes? What about 1% of denominator? 0.65. 2%? 1.3. So, you need to add a number which is near about 8%. This is near about 8%. Right? So answer should be near about 68%. How many options are there? Only one. 67, 9 by 13. Next. If the number of MIG flats booked from each city in 2005, this is 2004 data. 2005 was more than that in 2004 by 25%. The number of HIG flats booked from each city in 2005 was less than that in 2004 by 15%. And the number of LIG flats booked from each city in 2005 was more than that in 2004 by 20%. What was the total number of flats booked from cities C and E together in 2005? C and E in 2005. So now let me calculate how many LIG flats, MIG flats, HIG flats were there in 2004. Then I will calculate 2005 data. LIG flats increases by 20% from 2004 to 5, they said. Yes? And Agandabba Mira. And MIG flats increases by 25%. HIG flats decreases by 15%. Now you are asked about cities C and E together. Cities C and E. First let me calculate how many LIG are there. C and E. C and E, LIG. Start. This one and this one. Number of lines wise. This is 13 and here it is 19. 13, 19, 32. 32 20s, right? 32 10 times is 320, 20 times is 640. And in 2005 it increases by 20% from here. 10% is 64. 20% is 128. Add 128 to this number, 768. Next, MIG. This one, 18 and here it is 14. Total 32. Here also 32. So this is 640. It increases by 25%. Half and half. Half is 320. Again half 160. Add 160 to this number, it becomes 800. Now HIG. Triangle. Here it is 9 and 10. 19. 19 20 times 380. Now 380 decreases by 15%. 10% is 38. Half is 19. 57. It decreases by 57. Decreases by 57. Subtract 60. Add 3. So 323. Your answer should end with 91. How many options are there? How many? Only one. 1891 answer. Right? Next. 54. If the number of HIG flats booked in each city increases by 20%, HIG increases by 20%, MIG decreased by 5%, MIG decreases by 5%, HIG increases by 20%. What is the respective ratio between number of HIG flats booked at cities A and AEG together and the number of MIG flats booked from BCD? So from, wait a minute, let me write it. HIG, from HIG, AEG, and from MIG, BCD. Here it increases by 20%, so 120% of something, and it decreases by 5%, so 95% of something. Now you need to calculate numbers here. AEG, AEG for HIG. This is the one, right? 11 E, 10 G, 12. Total how many? How many lines? So 120% of 33. Just hold it. You can see many options. Fine, let's do it. And MIG, BCD, MIG. This one, 13, 18, BCD. This one, 13 again. 13, 13, 26, 36, 44. Let me write as number of lines itself. 11, 3 times, 4 times, 30 times, that's it. 90 by 95. Oh, 5 multiples, right? 18 by 19. Next, out of the HIG flats booked from B, D, G together, HIG from B, D, G. B, 8 lines, D, 7 lines, G, 12 lines. Okay, total how many lines? 27. Out of this, 35% were from IT professionals, and out of the remaining flats, bankers and government officials had booked in the respective ratio 13:14 respectively. What was the total number of HIG flats booked by government officials from these 3 cities together? Government officials, how many parts? 14 parts. Answer should be 14 multiple. So should be even number, and you have 2 even numbers, 182 and 154. 182, it's a 14 multiple. 154 also 14 multiple. So you are forced to do it. You have to calculate. ఇప్పుడు దాకా నేను మాట్లాడిన భాష అర్థమైందా? Right. Answer should be even number. Yes? You have to verify, are these 14 multiples or not? Both are 14 multiples. So we have to do it. So how many lines we have? 27. 27 20 times 540. Out of 540, 35% is over. Remaining is 65%, is divided into 13:14 ratio, that is 27 parts. And now you need only 14 parts. So 14 parts out of 27 parts among 65% of this. 27, 20 times 65% of 20 or 20% of 65, one and the same. 10% is 6.5, 20% is 13, 13 into 14. Product of consecutive numbers, small number square plus small number, 182 answer. Right? $56 to $60. $56. See, what is this data? Distribution of total number of books, academic and non-academic, sold by 8 stores in 2005. Total number is given as 81,000. Okay. So we have stores, 8 stores here. Number of books in these stores is represented in terms of percentage wise, and total number of books is 81,000. You need to calculate these percentage values on what number you have to calculate these percentages? 81,000. And let's say store A constitutes 16% of 81,000 books, and out of that, ratio between academic and non-academic books ratio is given here, right? Now, this is total number of books data given in pie chart, and table gives you data about academic and non-academic books in that particular store. Now let's see 56. Number of books sold by store F constitutes what percent of the total number of academic books sold by stores E and H together? Academic by E and H. E, H, academic. You asked about percentage, right? Store F, how many books we have? 10%. Let me write it as 10. Out of academic books from these two stores together. From E, we have 6% and is divided into how many parts? 12 parts. So one part is half. Academic books are 7 parts, which is 3.5. Yes? 3.5. And H, we have 20%. Is divided into how many parts? 8 parts. 8 parts is 20. One part is 2.5 times. 2.5 times. And here we have 5 parts. 5 2.5 times. 5 2.5 times. 12.5. 12.5 plus 3.5. 16. 10 by 16 into 100. I don't want to go for conversion because it takes time. Don't convert into number of books. Let us identify it as in terms of percentage itself. 10 by 16 in the sense 5 by 8, right? What do you mean by 5 by 8? 5 by 8. 5 by 8, 62.5%. 5 by 8, 62.5%, right? 1 by 8, 3 by 8, 37.5. 5 by 8, 7 by 8, 87.5%. You just need to add every time 25, 25, 25. Add 25 to this number, 87.5. Okay? Next. 57. Number of books sold by store F increased by 15% from 2005 to 2006. And the number of books sold by store D decreases by 20% from 2005 to 2006. What is the respective ratio between total number of academic and non-academic books sold by store F in 2006? Ratio about F and D. Number of books sold by store F increased by 15%. Store F, how much we have? 10%. And it increases by 15% in the sense that becomes 1/15% of 10%. Don't want to calculate it. Let it be like that. And from store D occupies how much percent here? 15%. And from 2005 to 2006, it decreases by 20%. So becomes 80%. 0, 0 cancel. 5, 3 times. 5, 23 times. 23 by 24. Over. Next 58. What is the average number of non-academic books sold by stores B, C, D, E and H together? Average number of non-academic books from B, C, D, E, H. Nenaithe vadilipedta. If I was to solve this question, I will leave it. Because you need to go for 5 conversions. B, C, D, E, H. Need to go for 5 conversions and obviously it takes time. A takes time anedi chesin tarvata kaadu cheyaka munde teliyali. Fine. It's 12%. How many parts we have? 9 parts. 12 is not direct multiple of 9, right? So you need to calculate 12% of that number. Ade marinda kannadi. So this is about academic or non-academic? Non-academic. 5 by 9 into 12% of 81,000. And from C, total we have 27 parts. And non-academic books are 7 parts out of 27 among 9% of 81,000. Next D, 4:1, 5 parts and 1 part out of 5 parts among 15% and out of 81,000. E, 7 by 5, 7:5, total 12 parts. So 5 parts out of 12 parts among 6% of 81,000. H, 5:8, 5:3, 3 parts out of 8 parts among 20% of 81,000. Okay? ఇదంతా చేసి మళ్ళీ యావరేజ్ చేయాలి. By 100, 2 zeros cancel. Can I write this 0 here? Yes? And 25 times of 8. Okay? 81 3 times? 243. So 243 into 25. 100 by 4. 100 by 4. Divide this number with 4. 60.75 into 100. 6075. 9 how many times? 9,000 times. 5 into 12? 60%. 60% of this number. 50% or wait. 10%, 900 into 6, 5,400. 27, 3,000 times, 7 nines, 63. 63% of this number or 3,000% of 63. 3,000% in the sense 30 times. 30 times of 63. 63 30 times 1890. 1890. And this is 3%, right? 1% is 810, 3% is 2430. Next, 2 times, this is 2.5%. Total value 2.5%. 1% 810, 2% 1620, and 0.5% 405. Total 2025. Now you need to calculate average. Add everything, divide it by 5. Okay? Right. అందుకే ఇది నేను వదిలిపెడతాను అని అన్నా. Next, total number of books sold by B and G together is by what percent more than the total number of academic books sold by stores C and F together? Academic books sold by C and F. B and G occupies what percentage here? B and G, 12 and 12, 24%. And academic books from C and F. C and F. This is 27 parts and here it is 9%. That is 1/3, right? Yes or no? 1/3 of 27 parts is 9. So here also we have, is it academic or non-academic? Academic are 20, but in terms of percentage wise that should be 20 by 3%. 20 by 3%. Let it be like that. We can go for cancellation later. And F, we have 10% here and 9 parts. And 5 parts will be equal to, if 9 parts is 10%, 5 parts is equal to how much? 50 by 9, right? 50 by 9. 50 by 9%. As my denominator is 9, can I write this as 60 by 9? 60 by 9 plus 50 by 9. 110 by 9. 110% by 9. 9 comes to numerator. 24 9 times. 24 10 times minus 1 time. 10 times of this number 240 minus 24 216. Now your question is about how much percent more. 216 is how much more than 110? 116. 106. 106. Percentage, right? So into 100. Numerator is just below denominator. So answer is less than 100% but very close to 100%. How many options are there? Okay. Fine, wait. What is difference between numerator and denominator? So you need to identify 4 forms. What percentage? What about 10%? 1%? 4%? So you need not to even subtract 4%, right? Yes or no? If you subtract 4%, your answer would be 96%. You need not even subtract 4%. So answer is close to 96 but just above 96. Close to 96 but just above 96. 36, third option. 96, 4 by 11. Are you getting my point? Next, 68. The percentage increase in number of non-academic books sold by store B from 2005 to 6 is equal to the percentage increase in the number of non-academic books sold by the same store in 2006 to 7. If the number of non-academic books sold by the store B in 2007 was 6534, what was the non-academic books sold in 2006? This is for B, right? 2005, 2006, 2007. Whatever the percentage increase that we have from 2005 to 6, the same percentage we have in 2006 to 7. A non-academic books in 2007 for store B is given as 6534. And you are asked about how many books we have in 2006. This is about non-academic books. In 2005 from store B, how many non-academic books we have? Let's see this. Total books are 12% and non-academic books 5 parts out of 9 parts. Let me calculate that. 5 parts out of 12 parts in 12% of 81,000. I think we have calculated it. Need to reuse it. 5,400. This is 5,400. How much increase we have here? This is what your question. 1534. 1534. No, 1134. 1134. Near about 10% only. If it increases by 10%, 540, 5940. Do we have that? Yes, 5940. Plus 594. 34. Satisfied? ఏంటి చూస్తున్నారు? ఎట్లా వచ్చిందా అని. First year it increased from 2005 to 2006, it increases by certain percentage. And from 2006 to 2007, it increases by same percentage. In terms of number, will that be same? In 2005 to 6 and 6 to 7? No. Whatever the number that we have in first year, in second year you will get more than that number. ఇక్కడ ఎంత వచ్చింది 540, ఇక్కడ ఎంత వచ్చింది 594. ఈ రెండు సేమ్ నెంబర్లా, సేమ్ పర్సంటేజెసా? ఎస్. ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ పర్సంటేజ్ బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్, బట్ సెకండ్ ఇయర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ మోర్ number than the number in first year, right? Now I don't know this number, we have these two. If it increases by x%, next year also it increases by x%, that will be near about 2x%. Okay, near about 2x%. What is the difference between these two numbers? 1134. 1134. What about 10% of this number? 540. 20%? 1080. This is more than that. In terms of percentage, here also that will be x% and here also x%. But in terms of number, second number will be definitely more than first number, right? So this is more than 20% for 2 years, and for 1 year that will be 10%. I am taking 10%. 10% of this number 540, add these two numbers, you will get 5940. 540 is what percent of this number? And 10% of this number is last digit? Satisfied, right? Hence 540 right answer. This one. Answer is 5940. Not satisfied? Not satisfied? Else I will give you one more answer. Not satisfied. Right. From here it increases by x% and here also it increases by x%. Now I have 5400. If it increases by x%, it becomes 100 plus x%. 100 plus x%. You will get this number. And from here again we are increasing its value by x%. Again 100 plus x%. And this is equal to 6534. Solve this, you will get x value. Satisfied? Satisfied? Yes? ఇంకా మేమీ చేయలేను. ఇంకా ఇందాకటి సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వలేదనంటే ఇంక ఇదే మెథడ్. దట్ ఈస్ ఈజీ, రైట్? Near about more than 20% increase, so per year that will be 10%. 10% of this number 540, answer 5940, verify it, add 10% again, you will get some number. Satisfied? Next. I think 5 are over, right? Yeah, 61. Here we go. 61 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 4 should have 74, but 72 we have. Go for difference. 2, 3, 9, 16. So this should be 1 and it should be 4. So 18 plus 1 you should have 19 here. 19 plus 4, 23 is right. So in place of 20 you need to have 19. I think yesterday we have covered this question. Same model. Into half plus half. Into 1 plus 1. Into 1 and a half plus 1 and a half. Into 2 plus 2. Into 2 and a half plus 2 and a half. 34 2 times minus 2, 66 2 times minus 2, 132 minus 2, and into 2, 132 times 260 minus 2 satisfies. 14 2 times 28 minus 2 not satisfying. You should have some number, I think. You should have some other number. 6 into 2 minus 2 is okay. 10 into 2 minus 2, you should have 18. Instead of 14, you need to have 18. Next, this is near about 2 times, and this one 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, should have 7 times, near about. Let me identify it from the last. 1557 2 times, 3114 minus 12. 1557 into 2 minus 12. 524 3 times, 150 72, 1572, 1572, 72 అంటే minus 15 కదా, into 2 minus 15. What is that? 524. అంతేనా? ఏదో తేడా కొడుతుంది. 400, 520, 532, అంతేనా? 552. No, something else. Four times. Into 5 minus 12, into 6 minus 12, into 7 పోతుంది. ఫైవ్ 23. నాకు రావట్లా అమ్మా, ఎవరికైనా వచ్చిందా? నో వన్. అమ్మా చెప్పమ్మా. బై 2 ప్లస్ బై 3 అంతేనా? ఆన్సర్ ఎంత? 138. 10, 18. గుడ్. 1, 5, silly fellow. 1, 5, 5, 1 plus 6 divided by 3. 5, 1, 9 plus 5, 4, 131 plus 4 you should have. This must be 135 divided by 5. 27 plus 3, 30. 30 by 6, 5 plus 2, 7. 7 by 7, 1 plus 1. Super. Good. Divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4, divided by 5, divided by 6, divided by 7. This is your logic. So this number must be divisible by 5, but instead of that we have 138. So by looking at the number itself we can decide. right? 67, sorry, 66. The length of a rectangle is 24 centimeters, which is 10 centimeters more than the diameter of the circle. So diameter of the circle is 14, radius becomes 7. What is the area of the circle? You are asked about area. Pi r square. Cancel, right? 22 7 times 154. So quantity 1 is 154. Now quantity 2. In examination, 44% of the students failed in subject A and 36% students failed in subject B and 18% failed in both A and B. If 350 students passed in only one subject, then how many failed in both the subjects? So let's calculate total failure percentage. Subject A, subject B, and this represents both. And this is 44, this is 18, this is 36. Remaining part becomes 18 and it becomes 44 minus 18, which is 26. Total failure percentages 18, 18, 36, 36 plus 26, 62. So pass percentage becomes 38%, and which is given as, where is it? 352. You are asked about failure percentage, failure candidates. 62% is equal to how much? 38, 10 times 380. Here we have 352. Difference is 38. In the sense 1 time less. 10 times minus 1 time. 10 times 620 minus 62. That will be definitely more than 154. Need not to calculate it. Yes or no? Quantity 1 is less than quantity 2. The shopkeeper allows 2 successive discounts of 10%, 5% on the market price of the article, but charges 5% sale tax at 5% on the discounted price. If customer pays 718.2 as including the sale tax, then what is the market price? We have market price 100%. Now he is giving a discount of 10% first, and then again 5% and charging 5% sale tax. Forget about this. On the same number, if you increase it by X% and decrease it by X%, what will be the overall effect? Amma? Loss by X square by 100% loss. Yes or no? Right. Keep it aside. Initial market price 100%. Now it becomes 90% because its value reduces by 10%. So out of 90, you are increasing its value by 1%, some percentage, and decreasing the same percentage. Increase it by 5%, decrease it by 5%. Overall there will be a effect of X square by 100% loss, where X value is 5. 5 square 25 by 100 1/4. 0.25% loss. 0.25% of what? 90. 1% is 0.9. Half percent 0.45. So 1/4 percentage 0.225% loss. That will be 89.775%. Otherwise, you will have to subtract 5% of this, get some number, and again add 5% of that. Again, you will get 89.775%. Don't want to do it for 2 times, because if I increase, I know that I will get X square by 100% loss if I increase its value by X% and then decreases by X%, or X% decrease first, then X% increase, whatever it is. You will get X square by 100% loss, 25 by 100% loss, 1/4% loss. 1/4 of this number, 1/4% of this number is 0.225%. Loss, right? So minus 89.2775%. Right? What is 89.775% called? What do we call that? Selling price. Selling price. And he paid 718.2. So this is equal to 718.2. We are asked about market price, which is 100%, is equal to how much? Don't do it. Keep it aside. Keep it aside. Quantity 2. What is the least number which when divided by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves a remainder 3 in each case? If you are getting same remainder in each case, what should be your answer? LCM? LCM plus 3. LCM plus remainder. So first of all, you need to calculate LCM for these numbers. Right? Yes or no? Need not to worry about 4 because 8 is there. As long as you have 8 here, you need not to worry about its factors. Okay, now? Forget about 4. Need to calculate LCM for 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 and 6 both are co-primes. LCM is 30. 7 and 8, 56. Both are 4 multiples. No, 2 multiples. Take 2 common, 15, 28. So LCM becomes 2 into 15 into 28. 30 into 28. 30 into 28. 29 square minus 1. Okay. 30 into 28. 28 3 times. 84. And then 0. 840. LCM is 840. But you are expecting remainder 3. So quantity 2 is 840. 840 na? 28 3 times enta? 840 ante. 843. Need to have remainder 3, right? So 843. Now understand this. Now understand this. If this value is more than 843 or equal to 843 or less than that, okay, this percentage is very close to 90%. As you have increased its percentage by a bit, increase its number also. You can make it 720. So if 90% is equal to 720, how many times is this? 8 times, right? Yes or no? 100% into 8, 800. This is 800, this is 843. Quantity 2 more than quantity 1. Over? Right. How many of you have attended simple interest, compound interest, my class in room number 1? Yesterday and day before yesterday. Ever lera? Are you sure? Aitha batch ravatleite. Come on. 68. Simple compound kada cheppindi, yes. Come on. Quantity 1, 68. How many ways can we arrange letters of the word matter? How many letters are there? In how many ways can you arrange them? 6 factorial. And any repetitions? Yes. T repeated for 2 times, so by 2 factorial. Don't calculate its value. Don't do it. You know that this is quantity 1. Don't calculate ante 360 అని చెప్తారు ఎవరు. A company declared 20% discount for wholesale buyer. A wholesale bought it from the company for 400 after getting discount. So if he is getting 20% discount, he will pay only 80%, and which costs 400. 80% is 400. 100% is 500. Yes. Next, he fixed up selling the price of the item in such a way that he earned a profit of 15% on? What do you mean by original price? Market price. Original price in the sense, the actual number. How much is that? 500. On 500 he is expecting 15% profit. 10% of 500? 5%? 25. Total 75. So now what is total selling price? Quantity 2. 575. This is definitely less than 575. Don't need exact number. Half of 6 factorial will be definitely less than 575. Telsa? Yes or no? Right. తెలియకపోతే తెలుసుకోవాలి, అంతేగాని నా ఇంకా సీరియస్గా చూడకూడదు. Two trains 100 meters and 60 meters length respectively run on a parallel lines while running in the same direction. The faster train passed the slower train in 16 seconds, but when they were running in opposite direction with the same speeds as earlier, they passed each other in 4 seconds. What is the speed of the faster train? Faster train. Right, both are moving in opposite direction. Let's see. So relative speed becomes S1 plus S2. When they are moving in same direction, relative speed becomes S1 minus S2. This is relative speed. Speed is equal to distance by? If a train tries to cross another train, what is the distance traveled in that case? Train length 1 plus train length 2. In which direction? Same direction or opposite? Any direction. Any direction. How much is total length of 2 trains? 160. So total distance travelled is 160. Here also 160. Speed is equal to distance by time. When they are moving opposite to each other, how many seconds it took? 4 seconds. By 4. And when they are moving in same direction, 16 seconds. This is 40. This is 10. Add these two. 2s1 50, s1 25. Okay. So quantity 1 is 25 meter per second. Next, 2 persons start from x and y respectively and travel towards each other. Opposite direction. The ratio of their speed is 5:4. By the time they meet, the first person has travelled 5 kilometers more than the second. What is the distance travelled by the second person? Distance travelled by the second person. Fine. Distance ratio will be directly proportional to their speed ratio. Yes or no? Right. Speed ratio is given 5 parts, 4 parts. So first person can cover 5 parts. In the same time, second person can cover 4 parts. What is the extra distance covered by first person? 1 part. And in terms of kilometers, 5. 1 part is equal to 5. Second person travelled 4 parts. 1 part is 5, 4 parts is 20. Quantity 2 is 20. Quantity 1 more than quantity 2. Amma? Meters edi? See, meters are kilometers antaru. Idi kilometers lo undi, adi meter per second lo undi. Now tell me your doubt. ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటేనా మీటర్లు ఎందుకు తీసుకోవాలి అసలు? ఇక్కడ డేటా కిలోమీటర్స్లో ఇచ్చారు. పైదా అక్కడ కూడా వస్తా. ఇక్కడ మీటర్స్లో ఇచ్చారు, సెకండ్స్లో ఇచ్చారు. స్పీడ్ విల్ బి ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మీటర్ పర్ సెకండ్. అమ్మా కంపారిజన్ అసలు ఆ లెక్కన వస్తే ఇక్కడ స్పీడ్ని ఇక్కడ డిస్టెన్స్ని ఎలా కంపేర్ చేస్తాం? ఎలా కంపేర్ చేస్తాం? అర్థమైందా? యూ షుడ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ నంబర్. యూ షుడ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ నంబర్. అర్థమైందా? సో అక్కడ అది ఇవ్వలేదు కదా అని అంటే ఏదో ఒక కండిషన్ తీసుకొచ్చి ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్ని ఫెయిల్ చేయొచ్చు మనం. ఓకేనా? ఇచ్చిన డేటాని యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్గా తీసుకుంటున్నాం అంతే. Next, quantity 1. Two trains A and B are running on parallel tracks in the same direction. Train A, which is coming from behind, takes 50 seconds to cross B completely. One person in train A observes that he crosses train B in 30 seconds. If the speed of the train A and B are in the respective ratio 2:1, not required at all. What is the ratio of their length? Length ratio. Come on. In the first case, train took 50 seconds to cross train B. If a train tries to cross another train, okay, what is the distance traveled in that case? Length of both the trains, L1 plus L2. And for this it takes 50 seconds. And in second case they said, a person sitting in train A observed he crossed train B in 30 seconds. If a person tries to cross a train, what is the distance travelled in that case? Length of the train. Which train? The one who is sitting or the other train? Other train. That is length 2, right? And for that he took 30 seconds. Relative speed is same, right? A person is sitting in another train, relative speed becomes S1 minus S2. When a train tries to cross another train, there also S1 minus S2. No issue at all. So in 50 seconds, if it can travel L1 plus L2 length, and out of 50, it takes 30 seconds to cover L2 length, so obviously remaining 20 seconds is for to cover L1. Yes or no? Time ratio, L1 to L2, time ratio 2:3. When speeds are same, time and distance both are directly proportional. To cover more distance, you need to spend more time. Yes or no? Right? As time ratio between L1 and L2 is 2:3, distance ratio also 2:3. Over. So quantity 1 is 2:3, or you can write it as 2/3. A is to B or A by B. Next, quantity 2. The ratio of milk and water in a mixture is 3:7. If the volume of the solution is increased by 20%, so initially how many parts we have? 10 parts. It increases by 20%. So it becomes 12 parts now. 20% by adding milk only. So initially we have 3 parts and 7 parts. Now it becomes 12 parts. So 10 parts increases to 12 parts, increased by 2 parts. And that 2 parts is of milk. Initial milk content 3, now it becomes 5:7. Resulting ratio of milk and water 5:7 or 5/7. Need to compare 2/3 and 5/7. How do we compare two fractions? Cross multiplication. 14, 15. 14 is less than 15. 2 by 3 is less than 5 by 7. Next, 71. What is definitely 2-digit number? Digit in units place is thrice the digit in tens place. Can be 13, 26, 39. Units digit is 3 times the tens digit. So you cannot get your answer from first option. You need to get unique answer. Next, second one. The digit in tens place is less than 4. Yes. No. All are less than 4 only, right? Digit in tens place less than 4 they say. All are less than 4. So using second option alone you will not get the answer. If you combine 1 and 2 informations also you will not get the answer. Answer cannot be determined. Next, after how much time will Ravi and Sunil meet while running on the same track in opposite direction? You are asked about time. If you want to know time, you need to know distance and speed. Distance in the sense distance between two persons. Speed in the sense speed of both persons, Ravi and Sunil. In which direction they are moving? Opposite direction. So you just need to know speeds of two persons and distance between them. Yes? If you know that, you can get your answer. Sunil runs faster than Ravi by 2 km per hour. They are 20 kilometers apart when they start running. Will you get an answer from that? Will you get an answer from? Yes or no? Yes. In which direction they are moving? Opposite direction. So relative speed becomes S1 plus S2. So you will not get the answer. In place of opposite direction, if they are moving in same direction, yes, 1 alone is sufficient. Because there you just need only difference. You just need only S1 minus S2, right? Difference is given, 2 km. You will get the answer. So because they are moving in opposite direction, you will not get the answer from only 1 alone. 2. Sum of their speeds is 24. Will you get the answer from only 2? 1 and 2? Sum of their speeds, S1 plus S2. Relative speed 24, distance is given 20, you will get your answer. For the same question, if they are moving in same direction, 1 alone will give you answer. As they are moving in opposite, you need sum of their speeds. 73. In a school having 1200 students who participate in one or more activities out of quiz, elocution, singing, how many students participate in at least 2 activities? So we have 3 activities. Let me write combination first. Can be only quiz, only elocution, only singing, or quiz and elocution, quiz and singing, elocution and singing, quiz, elocution and singing. Is there any possibility not to participate in any of these activities? Will there be any candidates who will not participate in any of these 3 activities? No. Why? Your question says that. So everyone has to participate in at least one activity. Okay? So these are the only possible cases. Now what is your question? How many students participate in at least 2 activities? At least 2 activities in the sense these 4, right? You need this number. First information. 12% of the candidates passed in only quiz. You are given only quiz. 15% participate in elocution, only elocution. 8% participate in only singing. Using this information, can you get the answer or not? Yes. These 3 together forms 35%. So remaining will be 65%. Calculate 65% on this number, you will get your answer. Yes or no? You will get it from only 1 alone. Now let's see second one. 20% of the students participate in only quiz and elocution. This one. 18% participate in quiz and singing. Yes. 14% elocution and singing. 13% on all the three activities. Direct information. So 1 alone will give you answer. 2 alone also will give you answer. Next. 74. What percent discount can be offered while selling a TV set so that 30% profit is earned? Cost price is 100%, selling price is 130%. You need to know market price so that you can calculate discount percentage. Yes. Now first one, the cost price of the TV set is 36,000, the market price is 50,000. Will you get answer from that? Will you get answer from 1 alone? Yes or no? Yes, 1 alone will give you answer. This is 36,000 and this is 50,000 and there is a profit of 30%. You can calculate 30% of this number. So you can find number here. Once you have selling price and market price, you can calculate discount as well as discount percentage. Right? You don't need to calculate the number. Will you get answer or not? Yes, 1 alone is sufficient. Now let's take the second one. If no discount was offered, gain would have been 38%. Will you get answer from only 2? Yes. Yes, you will get it. Market price becomes 138% and selling price is 130%. When no discount is allowed, the item is sold at 100% of market price. Yes or no? And thereby you are gaining 38%. 38% of cost price. So market price will be equal to 138% of cost price. Right? అర్థం కాలే. Cost price is 100%. If you are getting 38% profit, what is its value? 138%. Did you allow any discount percentage? So you are selling it at 100% of the market price. Right? So at the rate of 100% of market price, you are selling it for 138. But how much percent profit you are expecting? 30%. So selling price should be 130. If 100% is equal to 138, can't you calculate 130 forms what percent here? Yes or no? What is this difference called? What is the difference called? Discount percentage. Will you get answer or not? Next. What are average marks obtained by Rashmi in 6 subjects A, B, C, D, E, F if the maximum marks for each subject are 150? Total marks obtained in subjects A, B, C are 320. Will you get answer from only 1 alone? No. D, E, F are not given. Only 2? No. 1 and 2? Yes. You have information about A, B, C subjects in first one and D, E, F in second one. Add everything, you will get every information. Right? Next. 76. What is 80 or 85? 80? Okay. The percentages of A, B, C are in the respective ratio 11, 9, 10 respectively. The percentages of B, C, D are in the ratio 16, 15, 12 respectively. Which of the following represents the ratio of the percentages of A, B, C, D respectively? Answer cannot be determined. Answer cannot be determined. A, B, C. No, adi kaadu. From the first ratio, A, B, C. B and C. Observe here. Who is elder? Who is elder? Look at here. From BCD, who is elder? How is it possible? Out of B and C, always C should be elder than B in any condition. But from the first ratio you can observe B is elder, B is younger, and from the second condition B is elder, which is not possible. Answer cannot be determined. Okay? Next. Ma? In case if all are satisfied, I will verify it from options. In your answer also, the ratio between A, B, C should be 11, 9, 10 or its multiple. At the same time B, C, D also 16, 15, 12 multiple. Right? Next 77. 3 men, 5 women, 6 children were given an assignment of distributing 3,180 books to students in a school a period of 3 days. All of them distributed books on the first day. On the second day 1 man, 2 children remained absent, and on the third day 2 women and 3 children remained absent. If the ratio of the number of books distributed in a day by a man, woman, child was 2:5:6 respectively, a total of approximately how many books were distributed on the third day? On the third day. So how many men are there? 3 men, 5 women, 6 children, and distribution ratio 2:5:6. Okay. This is on first day. On second day, you are not asked about second day, you are asked about third day. Third day, 2 women absent. 3 women will be there. 3 children absent. 3 children will be there. 3 men will be there. This is on third day. Distribution ratio is given as 2:5:6. So total number of books distributed by 3 men on third day becomes 6 parts. Here 15 parts. Here 18 parts. 39 parts. Answer should be 3 multiple, 13 multiple. 3 multiple? No. This cannot be your answer. 3 multiple? No. 3 multiple? Can be your answer. 3 multiple? Third option answer. Done. Prakash, Sunil and Anil started a business by investing 6 lakhs, 9 lakhs and then 10.5 lakhs respectively. The profit earned by them in the business at the end of 3 years was 51 lakhs. At the end of 3 years, what will be 25% of Prakash's share of the profit? Right. Prakash, Sunil, Anil. They have invested it for same period of time, right? So investment ratio will be equal to their profit sharing ratio. So that becomes 6:9:10.5. Cancellation with 1.5. This is 4 times, 6 times, 7 times. So 4, 6, 7. Total 17 parts is equal to 51 lakhs. It asked about 25% of Prakash's share. 25% of this is 1 part is equal to how much? 3 lakh answer. Naresh purchased a TV set for 34,000 rupees after giving a discount of 15% on the labelled price. So labelled price is 40,000. 4,000, 2,000, 6,000 minus 34. Fine. 40,000. He spent 1,500 on transport, 1,000 rupees on installation. At what price should it be sold so that the profit earned would be 15% if no discount was offered? if no discount is offered, he will purchase it for 40,000. After giving a discount of 15%, he paid 34,000. In the sense, 85% is equal to 34,000. 100% is equal to how much? If no discount is offered, he will purchase it for 100% of the price, which is 40,000. And after that, he is spending 1,500 rupees on transport, 1,000 on installation. Total 2,500. Now it costs him 42,500. And again after that, at what price should it be sold so that a profit of 15% allowed? So on this you need to have 15% profit. 10% of this number, 4250. 5%, 2125. Your answer should end with 75. How many are there? 2 are there. Last but one, 8. Answer should end with 875. Only one option is there. First option, final answer. Right, next. 80th. The girl invested 40,000 with the rate of interest at the rate 30% per annum. The rate was compounded half yearly for the first 1 year, and in the next year it was compounded yearly. What will be the total interest earned at the end of 2 years? Right. So first year it is compounded half yearly. So first year will have two parts, first half and then second half, and then second year. And your principal is 40,000. Rate of interest is 30% per annum. So for the first half you need to calculate it at the rate of 15%, and second half 15%, and second year 30% rate of interest values. Right? 15% of this number, 6,000. Second half you need to calculate again 15% of these two numbers. Of this you have already calculated as 6,000. On this 15% is 900. So total that is 6,900. And next second year you have to calculate 30% on every number. Compound interest దేని మీద వేస్తాం? కనపడే వాటి మీద. 3 కనపడుతున్నాయి, మూడిటి మీద వేయాలి. 30%, 12,000. Okay? Can you remember that? 30%. 30%. Extra is 90, right? Extra is 90, 93 times 270. So you again need to add 270 to 800, 900. How much? First one is 12,000 and this is 1800 and it is 2027. Your answer should end with 27. How many are there? Agakka. 800, 1800, 93 is 270. 2070. Right. Your answer should end with 70. How many are there? Last but one. Your answer should end with 770. How many are there? Only one. That's final answer.